ambitious. Young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted. Flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad.
With a December snow blanketing much of the Midwest and Northeast, what a perfect time to be in the Sunshine State as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go. Henry, 53.
This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Conner. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Throwing on second and 14. Brissett, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. Back 25. I got you. Tight.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
21.
Here's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Check. Hey, one. Got it. Alert 3.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check. No. Hey, Ridley. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Check 31.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. That one goes for 30 yards.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off, and coaches go, two hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with a defender right there.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And he's got a noon one.
Let's go. Check 4. 54, South. 5. Choose the mic. Watch Mike.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. This is caught. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go first.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun for Sam. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Buccaneers 7, Jaguars nothing.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. 66. Bullet. High. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. I got you. I got you, son. I got you, son. Say, son.
Throwing. Brissett. Looks to throw. Fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
That's it, baby. We got one.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
I got one. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch twins. Watch twins.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Flush to his right, airing it out. This is caught at the 20. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A gain of 37. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
This is Coleman. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 11 more on that one and another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. It's Coleman here. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on 3rd and goal.
53 is the mic. Yeah. Let's go. Let him go.
From the shotgun, Ryan to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
They'll run it with Coleman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Jaguars nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. We're set on first down. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Brissett looking middle, and it's incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Escaping the pressure right. That was going to let it go deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm.
Check 3, 39. Watch the twist. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Watch twist.
To throw on 3rd down, Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 57 yards. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Yeah, let's get set. Check the hot read. Let him go.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On second down, it's Coleman, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Tevin Coleman with his second touchdown here in this first half as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Eluding the pressure right. Letting one go deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 60 yards.
Hey, Tuesday.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That good for 19 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
61, matchbox lights.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Trace McSorley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And maybe that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. To throw again on second down. Brissett across the formation. He's got a man. That's Allen.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He's got Allen. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Brissett again. And that is intercepted by last year's NFL leader, DeMonte Casey. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now Ryan, flushed out right. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Let's go, D. Big series right here. So we got to step it up. 51, Sam. Wide, get wide.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And now look at him go. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Tevin Coleman, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time.
59, ready. Hey, South. 52. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Hey, express. 52. Hey, Foxtrot. 52 is the mic right here.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Going for it all. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, team 6.
From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a first down, and that catch also puts him at 150 yards receiving now for the game. Ryan now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
42. Jaguars nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
From the 27, Brissett, and that's off the mark, incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I think someone's going to get into QB1's ear when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That'd be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. But able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Check curls, check curls. Check. Space. Check. Let's go, D. Kill. Switch. Ready to go.
From the gun, Ryan airing it out, looking for Ridley. It's caught at the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And they will take a knee here.
Ryan on the keeper.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
So we got man. Wait.
Here's Coleman on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. He had a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They start the drive with Counter, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 9 yards on the 1st down. Keeper in it, 2nd and 1. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a game, hard to argue against calling it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Coleman. And he's got room. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Gun. Check. Tighten up.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. and never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces.
Mike, 53, Mike.
And this is Shepard on the jet sweep. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. He's going to let it fly. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
They'll try to throw now. Brissett. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there.